Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's really early. Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about E3 stuff and what we want to see and what we think they're going to talk about. I have a lot of stuff on Nintendo and Jack's here for PlayStation stuff. What he knows about it. And we don't have an Xbox person because I tried to get someone to be here and they couldn't. So, just me, Nintendo and PlayStation, and maybe later I'll have someone do an Xbox one. But, yeah. Okay. Here's your thing with my list on it. My printer wasn't working, so I had to take a picture on his phone. Okay, the first thing I have is Star Fox. This is my list of stuff that are probably definitely going to talk about. Star Fox. They canceled Zelda Wii, or not canceled, they delayed Zelda Wii U. So like 2016, I think. Which it's just Skyrim with Zelda, so I'm not surprised they delayed it because it'll be huge. Mario Maker they're definitely going to talk about. Yoshi's Woolly World. I think they'll talk about Ukulele, which is like Banjo-Kazooie. Have you ever played Banjo-Kazooie?
No, never heard of it.
It's like a platforming game for the Nintendo 64, but there's a huge fan base behind it. So the people that originally made Banjo-Kazooie, they all used to work for Rare, which made Banjo-Kazooie. They've all left and have made their own company called Playtonic Games and are now making Ukulele, which is just a spiritual successor to it. They're going to talk about Smash Bros. DLC, hopefully Waluigi and King K. Rool. Mario Kart DLC, which I don't know what they could put in it. Hopefully Diddy Kong, because they cut him out and they never put him back in yet.
Hope they don't.
What?
He got stopped.
Why?
I have no idea.
What other characters do it? Bowser Jr. would be good.
They should put Shadow Mario.
Shadow Mario? Like
Sunshine?
oh my gosh. You could have like a paintbrush card.
Yeah.
Or how about like, they just released this game called Splatoon, and it's like a paintball war.
Yeah, I saw that.
That'd make a really cool course for like DLC. Because like you go through an ink thing and just ink flies up on the screen, like different colored ink. They're going to talk about new amiibo. Once again, hopefully Waluigi, because I want a Waluigi amiibo. Hopefully they talk about more NES amiibos too. And I think they're going to talk about a Mario sports game, because they haven't had a Mario sports game on the Wii U yet, and they have like 8 of them on the Wii.
I never played any of them.
I heard the soccer one's really good. I always played the baseball one. The baseball one's fun. The baseball one's fun because it brings back a ton of characters, like King K. Rool and stuff that you never saw. So, I hope they do that again if they have a baseball game or any other sports game. Now, they're going to talk about a Mother 3 localization. Mother 3, the Mother series is, you know, Ness off of Smash Bros.
Yeah.
He's from Earthbound, but in Japan, that game's called Mother 2. So Mother 1 and Mother 3 have never came here. And I think it's time that we have Mother 3 at least. Because Lucas is in Smash Bros. Lucas in Brawl.
Yeah.
He's from Mother 3, which would probably be Earthbound 2 here. So, I think since we've had Lucas and he's DLC for the new Smash Bros. They've announced him, so I think it's about time we have Lucas, his game, come here. Now they announced these other games: Project Treasure, Giant Robot, and Guard. Giant Robot's just like a big robot. It's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots from what I saw. Guard, it's like you're guarding. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's, but from above. You just hit all the cameras and make sure nothing comes through. Project Treasure, they announced it, but they never did anything with it. What were you saying about Guard?
It's a grab for money. Just trying to get off the success of.
Well, they were just,
Sides.
they're just projects. They're not actual games yet. A lot of people think Giant Robots and Guard are going to be incorporated into Star Fox. because that seems like a game where they would fit. Treasure, though, was announced by a different company, I think, and they didn't announce anything about the game, I don't think. They just said it was Project Treasure and didn't do anything with it. In this next one, in Mario Kart, they released 2 DLC packs. One was very Animal Crossing heavy, and they've released 2 Animal Crossing, or one was Animal Crossing heavy, and they've released 2 F-Zero tracks, the Blue Falcon, a Captain Falcon costume. So I think they're going to be talking about something Animal Crossing other than the Happy Home Designer, because that's just money. The Happy Home Designer is a game on the 3DS, and they've come out with amiibo cards that you can swipe, and it puts things into the game, but it's not Animal Crossing, it's just the home building aspect of Animal Crossing. And then they're going to announce something F-Zero. The Club Nintendo replacement, and do you know what Club Nintendo was?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's something like you buy games and then
Yeah,
you
with
get
points.
games. I like the physical rewards though. I hope in some way they keep those, because those are always awesome. But they need to make it better, because near the end of Club Nintendo, before the actual end, they weren't doing anything with it. They were just, it was like 3 games and 3 physical awards, and every single one of them was crap. And they're going to announce an HD or 3D remake of something. I don't know what, but probably something. Those are all the ones that I think they're going to talk about. Now, do you have anything you think they're going to talk about?
I do, but I don't remember.
Well, how about we go into the ones that I dream they talk about?
Dreams.
Yeah, these are the dreams that I wish Nintendo will talk about. These haven't been confirmed or anything at all, so these are just coming out of my head. Kid Icarus Wii U, because the game on 3DS is beautiful. Imagine it on the Wii U is awesome. Punch Out 3DS. A Legend of Zelda RPG. Yeah. Like a Final Fantasy one where you could change out your party to your liking. Tingle and Link and Skull Kid.
The moon.
The moon. No, the moon would probably be a boss fight, so it's Skull Kid. Mother 1 and 3 localization. Nintendo Land 2 with heavy amiibo support. Nintendo Land was basically Smash Bros. The party game. They had a ton of characters in it.
I think had they released another Mario Party?
Yeah, I have Mario Party inside. If you want to play it later. Mario Party 10 is really fun. You get to play as Bowser. Hyrule Warriors DLC. There's bugs flying in my mouth. For Hyrule Warriors DLC, they could, I don't even know what they could. Skull Kid, maybe. He'd be a cool character. Some goddamn stuff from Wind Waker, because they haven't included anything from Wind Waker. A new Warriors game. Because, have you played Hyrule Warriors?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
You need to. I'll show you Hyrule Warriors.
I'm out on my Nintendo.
It's like Legend of Zelda beat 'em up. It's beautiful. But they talked about they want the company that made it, Koei Tecmo, they want to make other Warriors games with different IP. So I'm thinking like Pokemon Warriors or like a Mario Warriors. What I really want is an Earthbound Warriors, but that's never going to happen. Amiibo the game.
They should make some remakes of the old Pokemon games. 3DS.
Yeah, they really like. I would play the shit out of a Red and Blue remake because I already play Heart Gold and Soul Silver all the time. Or not, Jesus Christ. Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Because I played, I can't remember, it was when I was little, but I played the original ones. I enjoyed those, and then I played, was it Black and White? I did not
I hate
enjoy
Black
it.
and White. Black and White is my least favorite game.
I didn't recognize any of the Pokemon.
It's just not fun.
Yeah.
The entire game, even if you know all the Pokemon, it's not fun. So,
It's that ghost.
did that door just close?
I don't know.
There's no one else in the house. How did that door close?
Wait, isn't your little brother here?
Is he here?
I thought he was.
I'll be right back. Talk to the nice people.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Just riff.
Riff?
Yeah. Just scat.
Scat?
Yeah.
Oh,
he is here.
oh, he is.
Yeah, he is.
I was about to start talking about your crap. Let's see it.
Who's here?
Nothing, Ian. Go back inside. Okay, where did I stop? Oh, Amiibo the game. They've released Amiibos, but they haven't really done anything with them yet, other than some things in games. So, like, Skylanders has an actual game that they all come back to. People are saying that Nintendo Land 2 could be that game where all the Amiibos come back to it. I don't think... I think there should be, like, an adventure game where you can play as all the Nintendo characters, plus Mega Man and Sonic and Pac-Man.
Or like a free world game.
They're awesome. Yeah. What else do I have? Oh, an Earthbound HD remake. Because I like Earthbound a lot.
Never played it.
You need to play Earthbound at some point. Just download it on an emulator.
Oh, the computer.
You can download it on here.
Oh.
I mean, no, you can't. Yeah, you can just... There's like emulators for iPhone or iPod. I played my entire Earthbound on my iPad. That was the last time I used my iPad because it's a Generation 1. But it was the only thing powerful enough to run Earthbound that I had.
I got
didn't
a
have my
4th
phone
gen,
yet.
so.
What?
I have a 4th gen iPad.
You have a 4th gen iPad? Yeah, just get it for that. It's really fun to play games on those. Don't play a platforming game like Mario though on it because there's not buttons, so it's hard to. They're on the screen. You just tap. A new Pokemon game. Either Pokemon.
But you don't have to jailbreak it, dude.
No. Yeah, I'll show you it later. Pokemon game, either Pokemon Z or it's probably gonna be Pokemon Z if they announce anything. But like you said, I really want a remake of Fire Red and Leaf Green. I don't think Diamond and Pearl are ready for a remake yet because those games still hold up really well. I mean, so do the Fire Red and Leaf Green, but the problem is you have that old game and it can't transfer the Pokemon over. I think to transfer your Pokemon from Fire Red and Leaf Green, you have to transfer it over to Diamond and Pearl, then over to Black and White, then to X and Y. You have to go through 4 games to get your Pokemon there. Oh, Pokemon Snap Wii U. Because, have you ever played Pokemon Snap?
No.
It was a Nintendo 64 game, and basically you just moved the camera around, took pictures of Pokemon. Now imagine that on the Wii U, but you can move the Wii U gamepad. And you can press the triggers to throw the apples or the things.
Is that like the whole game?
And they need to make it longer too, because Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64 is really short if you know what you're doing. Oh, Pokemon Amiibo cards. Because I don't want to collect all 700 and something Pokemon figures, because I will go insane. So I'd much rather have cards. Like, certain ones I could make Charizard, Pikachu into the statues, but I don't want, like, no, I want a Magikarp one. But, like, Lillipup, I don't want that as a statue. Okay, so for Smash Bros, if you bought both versions, the 3DS version and the Wii U version, you got Mewtwo, but you also got the soundtrack with all the music in it. I want more soundtracks. I really hope they talk about more soundtracks. Well, this one I've had for a while. Nintendo versus anyone. Nintendo versus Capcom, Nintendo versus... Not like the game's called Nintendo versus anyone, I mean like just a Nintendo versus game.
Yeah.
Because I mean they're like buddy with Capcom right now because of Mega Man and stuff, which I'll get into later. But like a Nintendo versus Capcom would be awesome, or what would never happen, a Marvel versus DC versus Nintendo versus Capcom. Or one that would be really cool but would never happen, PlayStation All-Stars versus Nintendo, or versus Smash Bros.
That'd be nice.
I would hope that Smash Bros. Team would make it though, and not the All-Stars team. Oh, this one. Nintendo buys because Capcom is up for sale right now because they've gone bankrupt. So they put their entire business up for sale, including all their IPs. Nintendo buys Capcom, and we get a new Mega Man game by Nintendo.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll love that. That I would go out and buy a 3DS just to play Mega Man.
Yeah, it'd be. I can't handle myself if they announce that they're buying Capcom. Because what else is Capcom? They have to have something else. Oh, Street Fighter. They have Street Fighter. Then they could put Ryu into Smash. That was a leak for a while. I don't know if it's going to be true or not, but they announced that maybe Ryu. It was leaked that maybe Ryu would be in Smash Bros. Which would be weird, I think, but. Smartphone games. Nintendo has partnered with a company called DNA, which makes smartphone games. They're going to start releasing Nintendo smartphone games. Like official Nintendo-made games on smartphone and iPad and iPod and stuff.
Like, just like the actual games or things to go along with games you already have in the system.
They haven't announced any games yet, though, is the thing. So that's why I think they're going to be talking maybe about smartphone games. They've announced, though, that they don't want to talk about them at E3. It's going to be strictly console. I think they have to touch on them a little bit. I hope that they touch on them a little bit. Because we're still in the dark about that, and it's weird. GameCube Virtual Console and GameCube controllers for the Wii U. Smash Bros. Has GameCube controller adapter. It only works with Smash Bros. They need to release a patch so that can work with everything, and then they release GameCube Virtual Console.
They just need to release controllers.
Yeah. Like, adapter's ridiculously hard to find. Is it raining?
I don't know.
It's and then last year they announced Splatoon, which was a new IP. This year I think they'll be announcing another new IP. So that's all I have on my list. Is there anything else you think Nintendo might talk about, or what you want to see? Any games you wish they make?
I don't know. I'm not a Nintendo.
Did I talk about Pokken Fighters? I got Pokken Fighters on there. Yeah.
The last time I seriously played any Nintendo system was 3 years ago. The DSi and the Wii.
I skipped right by it. Yeah. Okay. Pokken Tournament is just Tekken. Have you ever seen people play Tekken?
No.
It's like sumo wrestling but Pokemon. Like there's Lucario in it. It's only announced for the arcade in Japan. We need it on the Wii U. First, they need to announce they're releasing it on the Wii U in Japan. Then we have a chance of getting it. We have a strong chance of getting it over here. Because I would buy that game immediately. Yeah. Okay, that's everything. What else did they do? There's just so many. It's weird to think other companies you can predict a little bit what they're probably going to talk about and what you really think or dream what they're going to talk about. Nintendo's weird because they can announce anything. They can announce like the moon from Majora's Mask is getting its own spin-off.
Well, when Nintendo makes most of their games.
Yeah.
Like with PlayStation, you have other companies making them. like Ubisoft. So which those get leaked before E3.
Yeah. That was Smash Bros. The entire roster got leaked like 2 weeks before the game was coming out by the ESRB, the ratings company. They leaked Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Is like the president of games. Like, no one touch it. I don't even know if they ever announced a new Smash Bros. Game for the, because they announced a new console, the NX, which I don't know if it's going to be a handheld or a. I really hope it's a handheld and home console combined, like the Wii U. But you can take it. You can take the gamepad with you anywhere. But then when you come back in, you can play it on your TV. But I don't want touchscreen. I think touchscreen is over.
If I enjoy touchscreen.
Touchscreen is okay for some things, but like
Like when you have to
maybe like
search something.
instead of like a Wii U gamepad, it's shaped like a 3DS. Then when you come back, but without the 3D, because I want it to be powerful enough to run HD. I don't know if that's possible for a handheld right now. I hope it is. It's gotta be.
Wait, you got HD on iPads.
Yeah, there's HD iPads. I'm sure Nintendo can make. It'd be really fucking expensive for those things. But you would be getting a home console and a mobile, and a portable console. So I mean, it'd be, as long as you only make it as expensive as a 3DS and a Wii U is right now, which would be 300 plus, it'd be 500, which would be one of the most expensive Nintendo consoles ever. I'm sure they could make it so it's only 400 though, because Nintendo's very good at making expensive stuff really cheap. Somehow.
Chinese labor.
Well, they should have that for amiibos. They're like, yeah, we're making all the amiibos in the factory right next door, and I was like, have a different company make the amiibos.
Is there like a stock price for all the amiibos, or do they?
They're all $12.99, except for at Walmart. At Walmart, sometimes they're like $13.99. I don't know why. Myers are always $12.99. Everywhere else are normally $12.99. Toys R Us sometimes is price are weird, but that's because they're Toys R Us. It's normally when they announce a sale on amiibos, they jack up the prices and then lower them. And it's only on sale for like $11.99. It says originally like $14, and I'm like, yeah.
I never cared for amiibos.
I like
No,
them.
Skylanders do that.
Skylanders is stupid because they ruined Spyro.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about PlayStation now. And if I think of any other Nintendo stuff, we can just. It's not like this thing is actually organized, anyways.
Yeah.
So, my friend Sydney, she gave me a list of stuff for PlayStation, but she couldn't be here today, so I'm just gonna read off what she said. I don't have the list, I lost it, so I think there were only like 3 or 4 things on there. So there was, she wants a Legend of Dragons remake, which she let me borrow, but I haven't played yet. It's just kind of like a Final Fantasy game from what she said. She wants a good horror game, maybe a new IP, I think, probably. Just as
I was
new.
looking forward to the Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Yeah, Silent Hill. The Norman Reedus part kind of threw me off, but I saw a commercial and it looked pretty awesome.
I want a PlayStation All-Stars too. I've only played PlayStation All-Stars once, but I mean, it's like PlayStation Smash Bros.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Smash Bros, but because it's not as polished as Smash Bros is, because they don't have the percentage system, right? I think the only way to take people out in that game is you have to get like a final smash thing. That's the only way to kill people in that game. And they need to add like a health bar or something in that game, because just having the final smash just kill them makes it a boring game. They also need to add better characters, like Crash, Rayman, Spyro. Actually, those would make really cool Smash Bros. DLC characters. Rayman, Crash, Spyro, Bomberman, Frogger. I think I'm gonna make a Nintendo or a Smash Bros. DLC video later. Something. After you're gone, probably. Well, I started making one actually, and I stopped for like the day. I was like, alright, I'll get back to it tomorrow. It's been 2 weeks. And I still haven't gotten back to it. So, it's hard for me. I only have a PlayStation 2, and I only have Simpsons Run for it. Simpsons
It's
Hit
not
and
the
Run.
Slim.
What?
It's not the Slim.
No, it's like this fucking big. It's ridiculous.
Play the Slim.
Well, I just bought mine from garage sale for $7. So,
This PlayStation, I don't know about that one. The Slim was tough.
the Slim is really tough. I gotta imagine that one's really tough too.
Yeah.
PlayStation knows how to make a console really tough. So does Nintendo though. Or they did at one point. The Nintendo 64, I dropped my giant CRT TV on it. It still worked. Nothing was wrong with it. And then I dropped the same CRT, because I used to have a Slim, but I sold it to GameStop for money. I dropped the same CRT TV on it, and it still worked afterwards.
Well, my old
And then-
PS2.
Then the Xbox just breaks because it gets too warm.
Yeah. My old PS2 was in fire. Everything around it was burned. And the whole system was fine except for the lid. We had to replace that and the eye.
Wait, you had a fire in it? That was the only thing that... I think your PlayStation started the fire.
No, it was
Throw a mat.
it was electrical fire. It was off in another room. Yeah, the PlayStation still worked. San Andreas was in it. San Andreas was fine. The eye was a little damaged.
That's weird.
I know my brother went in there and took it out.
Well, Johnny's house, you know how it burned down?
Yeah.
There's a red blanket that was in his garage. That's where the fire started. The red blanket isn't touched. It's a plaid blanket, and it's just over a pole. The pole is completely burned. The blanket is bright red, clear as day, and it's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It was one of those fireproof blankets.
It's like, Johnny, if you ever have a house fire again, just hide under that blanket. I'm like, I told him, you need to keep that blanket forever, because it is a survivor. Did I get to the entire list, or did I stop right after
you
Dragoon?
stopped.
Okay, Legends of Dragoon's remake.
Spiral.
Spyro and Crash. Oh my fucking god, they need to make another Spyro and Crash game, because if Spyro gets any farther into Skylanders without them making another Spyro game, I'm gonna cry. And Crash needs another game.
What was the Spiral on PS2?
God, I don't. They released a ton of them. Enter the Dragonfly.
I think it might have been. I don't know. That was like one of the first games I ever played. Like actually played. That and Lego Star Wars.
Well, I never knew you could play PlayStation 1 games until I got this new one. And Cindy's like, hey, borrow this. I was like, all I have is a PlayStation 2. She's like, you can play PlayStation 1. Well, back when I had my original PlayStation 2, I knew it, but I forgot about it until she reminded me.
That's
I forgot you could play movies on it too.
my problem with the PS3.
Why isn't the PS3 backwards compatible?
I don't know.
That's like one of the main reasons I buy a console.
It bothered me because I wanted to play Flat Out. Freaking
Isn't
love
that a game that you wanted a new one
Yeah.
to announce? Flat Out?
it. Flat Out.
What is Flat Out?
Well, it was a demolition game, demolition derby game of racing, but the mini games they had on it were fun to play because you take the car and you drive it really fast at a wall, and you play darts with the dude and you eject it through the window. I remember playing that for hours when I was little.
Is that on PlayStation 2?
Yeah,
I need to get that game.
I'm pretty sure it was on the. I don't know, it might have been on the first Xbox.
One of the main reasons I bought a PS2 is I kept going to garage sales and they had games for PS2 for like $2, and I was like, I should just buy a PS2.
I want to get one, but I only want a Slim. It's not a Slim.
I really just want to play the games. I didn't care how the console looked.
Oh, I always care about the console.
I'm just worried about it like bursting into flames because it's loud. Like the Slim doesn't make any noise at all.
Yeah.
That one makes a lot of noise. I don't know if it always has done that.
I want to check your fan.
I think the fan's going. I think it's the fan that's making the noise.
Yeah. Or you might have like dirt in it.
Yeah.
Or dust.
I should probably check that.
Yeah.
I don't play it very much though, because I only have the Simpsons Hit and Run and the Legends of Dragoon, and Legends of Dragoon isn't working very well.
Hit and Run was a
Hit and Run is amazing. It's Grand Theft Auto with Simpsons characters, and then like it's written by the
Have you driven the Rocket?
yeah.
They
Oh
get
my
the
God.
same.
If you guys don't have Simpsons Hit and Run, get it for the PlayStation 2. Is it on GameCube? Let me see your iPod. I'm gonna do some research.
There's no internet.
Oh, that's weird. Are you not hooked up to my internet?
No.
Yeah.
That looks like
Are there any other PlayStation games?
I know they're releasing Mad Max, which I'm excited for, but I was mad. It was supposed to be released on PS3 and Xbox 360.
You were mad, Jax, about Mad Max?
Yeah. But then it got pushed back. Now it's coming out on PS4, which I don't have. I don't want to spend the money. But
Is PS4 backwards? No, it's not.
no, it's not.
That's weird. Like, that's one thing Nintendo doesn't get away from. It's backwards compatible for their systems now. Because the Wii U could play Wii games, the Wii could play through GameCube games.
My Wii
3DS
could.
would play. What?
My Wii could.
Oh yeah, my Wii at my mom's house, it's a newer one, and it can't play GameCube games. And it still loads the GameCube game.
Yeah.
There's no GameCube hookup. There's no. I about broke my Wii trying to find the hookup because I thought it was right under the thing. Because there's still a panel there.
Yeah.
It just doesn't come up.
Oh.
So like I almost broke my Wii.
See, mine had all that. Like, when you gave me Sunshine, like I would put it in there and it would not read.
I don't know why I sold some.
Didn't you give it to Kayla?
Yeah, I gave it to Kaylee for Mario Bros. Wii, but I don't like Mario Bros. Wii anymore.
Yeah.
So
I beat that game.
I need to get Sunshine back. It's like, I don't know how you screw up Mario. For some reason that game just doesn't feel fun. And every other Mario game does. Like Wii U, the Wii U version came with my console. I beat it in like a day because it was so fun. And then Super Luigi U was even better because it was harder. And Mario's normally really easy for me. Luigi U was really
Mario
easy.
was easy for me until level 8. Especially,
Have you ever beaten the NES version?
no.
Neither have I. I've gotten really close. I've gotten to the final battle with Bowser and I died.
I didn't get that close.
If you play it,
I get mad and then quit.
if I play it on the All Stars pack for Wii, it saves. Like when you die, you don't go all the way back to the beginning of the game. You go back to the beginning of like 8 or 9 or wherever you die.
Yeah.
Whatever. I think there's only 8 worlds on it, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Like if you die there, you don't go all the way back to the beginning, you go back to the beginning of 8. So I've gotten really close to beating it on there, but I've never beaten the actual like NES copy of it because it's really hard to do. What?
San Andreas movie?
No, I haven't.
Disaster movie?
Oh yeah, I did.
Like the first time I heard that, I thought they were making a movie about the game San Andreas. I was like, I was kind of excited, but also like, how could they do that?
So my recording stopped. Fuck, did it stop? No, it didn't. Okay, we're good.
Third party.
Yep.
Oh,
We're good.
nice.
Yeah, finally.
No warning. It's always great to eat on camera.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we should probably actually talking now, just eating food the entire time. I'm eating. What were we talking about? Oh, by the way, that last recording didn't get any of the stuff we said. So, okay, so the camera stopped again. And we were talking about we talked about Oculus Rift, Project Morpheus, Apple making a console which would just be Flappy Bird with a controller. Did we? I don't know if that flat out game you were talking about got into the video.
I don't think it did.
He wants a game called Flat Out. It's like a demolition game. He
It
wants.
was a remake of an old game. I don't like that.
You want a remake or do you want?
Remake another thing, I don't care. As long as it's got the mini games. That's all I played it for.
The problem is I don't know where the recording stopped because I didn't listen to it all. Well, what can Xbox make that we want to see?
And not Call of Duty game.
And not Call of Duty game. I want Xbox to have actual IPs. Is that popcorn popping?
No,
Still?
that's me. That's,
Oh, okay. It's like, what is going on? I want them to have IPs because Sony has so many IPs like Spyro. Well, they had Spyro.
I always felt that Xbox was for people who don't really like play anything other than like
The
Call
shooter
of
games.
Duty.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty and Call of Duty and Call of Duty.
They need to chill out with those.
Yeah.
They just released 2 of them within. They released a lot.
Yeah, they've really.
Within like 3 years.
And the problem is they can't go any farther. They keep coming back to Black Ops
Yeah.
because they tried Ghosts and it
Black
didn't
Ops
do well.
wasn't that good.
It's just zombies. Zombies did well.
I
That's.
didn't care for the zombies.
I like the zombies. Zombies was the only mode that I liked because it was the only one that I could do anything in. Normal mode I can't shoot. So
Zombies bored me.
except for the Hellhounds. They're awful.
Did they have the babies in the ones that jumped in your head?
I don't think so.
Well, which one was that one? It was with the bus. You get on the bus and move to each little area. And if you fell off the bus, you got to the fog. You have to keep knifing.
I can't remember because I think we're in the middle of talking about PlayStation stuff. We're talking about we want a new Mega Man game from Capcom. We want Nintendo just to buy Capcom, Namco, and Sega. Oh, we were talking about Sega too. Sega needs to stop. Unless they can actually. Sonic is not a game that should have ever been brought over to 3D World. Sonic works somewhat. It's not even that great of a game. Side scrolling. It should have stayed like that. It should never have gone to 3D.
It just hurts me.
Well, it's just another franchise that's getting killed slowly. That's the thing. All of these main, like the main IPs of these companies, except for Mega Man and Pac-Man, are being killed. Mario is being overdone. Everyone still loves Mario, though. Sonic has been overdone so much and with so many bad games that no one has faith in Sonic being a good game right now. Which is bad, because it's Sega's only IP that they really use. But what if Sega's just like, we're back in the console game, we're making a new Dreamcast Wii U. Dreamcast X. The Nightmare Cast. That's their next console. Instead of Dreamcast, Nightmare Cast. So my phone can only hold 30 minutes of video. That is way too short. Because most of my videos are more than 30 minutes.
Oh god. Have you seen Battlefield Hardline?
No.
It looks so crappy.
I bet.
I watched Van Hoss play it, and it was funny what they were doing, but it's god awful. just looks, the whole thing's just bad.
Did we talk about the Nickelodeon games before the recording ended? Oh, I never even finished talking. Even if we did, I never finished talking about them. I want Nickelodeon to make a game like Cartoon Network released a game last year or 2 years ago called Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion. It was like Smash Bros. With the Cartoon Network characters. I want Nickelodeon to release one, just so I can punch people with Gert.
They're releasing, or it's been released, a Star Wars game.
That looks beautiful.
It does. This is for PS4. Battlefront.
Yeah. All their games look like Call of Duty. All their games are Call of Duty with different skins.
Yeah.
Even Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare was Call of Duty with the Plants. What about PopCap? You want to see them release anything? Peggle 3?
I never liked PopCap.
I like Plants vs. Zombies and Peggle. They're the only two I really like. Bejeweled's always been boring.
Oh, I like Bejeweled. I just liked it for the Time Wars. Like, go through the line. Wasn't as fun.
How about, remember, did you ever play any of those humongous entertainment games like Freddy Fish or Putt Putt?
Yeah.
I love those games. When I was little. I love those games now.
I remember
What am I
playing
talking
in school.
about?
Playing in school. Pop Pop.
Putt Putt enters the race. Putt Putt confirmed for Smash.
That game should have gotten an 8 out of 10. Need for Speed Rivals. 8 out of 10. Played that game. It sucked.
Need for Speed Rivals sucked?
Yeah. There hasn't been a good Need for. I like.
That one that you had on the Wii was hilarious.
That was Pro Street. That one was okay. The only problem Need for Speed with me was I like the story, you know, and I like racing games. But racing games never get good stories. Like they could set up a nice story for it. They never do. Rivals. You used to be able to customize your cars in Need for Speed. Used to be able to put skins on them and everything.
I have one on the Wii. I think it's Need for Speed Nitro. It is the worst Need for Speed game I've ever played in my life.
I don't know. Rivals is pretty bad.
It's not free roam. It's only missions.
Yeah, that's how old Need for Speed used to be. Pro Street was.
That's stupid. I want the free roam.
The free roam, I like Most Wanted. The recent one they did. I still own that.
Oh, by the way, we didn't talk about the Simpsons one in the last video because I know we mentioned it earlier in that video, but I don't know if we actually talked about what they were out on. You can get it on GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and PC.
God, the original Xbox.
The original Xbox is rough.
My brother had one. That
Really?
thing was huge.
They're giant. Johnny has one.
So, Microsoft. I get it's called the Xbox. Does it have to be a box? It's so annoying.
I want the Game Sphere. It's spherical! I want a Game Sphere. That's what Nintendo's next console should look like. The NX is going to be spherical, and they're going to have virtual reality so you can play on the go.
Though the PS4 is the best looking system. Out of all of them. The Xbox.
The Wii U looks really good, but they're basically working with Pixar stuff. Like, it's not like what Xbox and Sony have to do. They have to make actual humans.
Yeah.
Nintendo just has to make Kirby look good. And Kirby looks good on anything. Except for the Wii. I think the Wii's graphics were the worst. Everything was so dark.
Though the Wii's games don't require as much gigabytage.
Yeah.
But have you seen some of the PS4 and the Xbox One?
Why do you have to download a game on...
You download it to the hard drive. It's just like a computer.
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. The Wii U doesn't have to do that, I don't think. If it does it really fast.
Yeah.
Because on Xbox, when you buy a game for Xbox One, you have to wait like 3 hours for it to download if you have, depending on your internet connection.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
why did you just buy a game if it's just a download code? Kind of stupid. I don't like downloadable games either. I've never like. Some people prefer to have it on their console, but I'm like, what happens if something happens to that console? Or what happens
Well,
if?
you still have your account.
Yeah.
It gets saved to your account.
Yeah.
And if something happens to your console, you can just get.
But
it
then,
back.
like you want to play Hyrule Warriors or something, and you have a Wii U, which you don't, but metaphorically. What?
I don't know.
But like, if you had one, I could lend my Hyrule Warriors to you, and you could play it. If I don't think on Xbox One I can lend you my games.
No, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a rumor when they were first releasing that you weren't going to be able to exchange games.
This is how very little I know about Xbox. I don't think it was wrong. I think it was like that, and then they fixed it because everyone was complaining about it.
Well, that would have been stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when they first announced it, the Kinect was supposed
Plus
to be
that
on
would've made the disc.
24/7.
that would have made the disc like useless.
Yeah.
And GameStop would have been
Yeah.
hurt by that. Because then you couldn't sell the game because you use it once and it's gone.
Xbox hasn't made very good decisions. Like naming their new console the Xbox One was the third one. Then again, Nintendo's not very good at naming consoles either. Nintendo Wii U, everyone thought was an add-on to the Wii. Then their new 3DS they called, this is literally the title, the new Nintendo 3DS. In about 12 years, we're still going to have to call it the new Nintendo 3DS. I'm thinking Nintendo's going to stop their 3DS line. And maybe that's what the NX is going to be. It's going to be the replacement for the 3DS. Because they can't continue after the new 3DS. Unless it's the HD DS.
Because they got crazy with the DSs.
Yeah. Even
DS
they got
Lite.
even more crazy with the DS than they ever got with the Game Boy.
Yeah. DS Lite came out. There was a DS, then the DS Lite. And then later they did the 3DS.
No, there was
The DSi.
There was the DS, DS Lite, DSi XL, Nintendo 3DS, Nintendo 3DS XL. Now there's the new Nintendo 3DS and the new Nintendo 3DS XL.
And once they did the DSi XL, they all came out within like a year.
I think
Of
it's
each
equal.
other.
I think it's equal though to how many Game Boys had. There was Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Advance SP, and Game Boy Micro. That's five. No, DS is more. Not by much though. The Micro was kind of stupid. I always thought it was stupid.
The Vita was bad.
Oh god. You want to talk about the Vita?
No.
I walked into Walmart the other day, and they had 4 Vita games. It was God of War. What is that zombie show? Walking Dead. Some other Sony IP that I've never heard of, and SpongeBob. The God of War and Walking Dead and the other one that I don't know the name of, they were all $15 to $20. The SpongeBob game was $30. What is Sony doing with that console that their games are only $20 and the third parties are that much more? Like, were they originally that cheap when it first came out, or is the console just doing that bad that they
I think the console's doing that bad.
really cheap for a game? Because I was like, $20 is like nothing compared to some other games. Then again, have you seen some of Xbox One's prices right now? They're like $60 to $80. Nintendo's staying around $40 to $60.
And I guess PlayStation is about the same as Xbox.
Yeah, a little bit.
I've heard some problems with the PS4, like internet connection.
Yeah,
Like, if
Grand
you
Theft
drop-
Auto had a huge problem with that when it first came
But
out.
like if your internet drops for like a second, it shuts your game off. It kicks you out. And I hate that they're
Nintendo's gotten a much better grip on internet this time around.
a lot of games are going to internet, like you have to have internet to play them, which is obnoxious because America has shitty internet.
Yeah. Let me check this. We're at 15. So we have about 15 more minutes that we can actually talk. Let's talk about. We brought this up last night, and we said we were going to finish with it, and I think 15 minutes is good enough time to talk about it. We had this idea of a game that combines Xbox One, PlayStation, and Nintendo into one game, where you can. Did we talk about the Nintendo? Wait a minute. Okay. If I didn't talk about the Nintendo, no, yeah, I did, because it was on my list, wasn't it? Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, so Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Wii U all working together for one game. Probably be a shooter. Disappointingly. It would have to be released by a third party because Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation are not going to release a game all together. Just would never happen. PlayStation and Nintendo wouldn't. I think PlayStation and Nintendo aren't on as bad as terms as PlayStation, Nintendo, and Xbox. Xbox is the one that's like, I don't think they're going to do anything. But they have announced that they would let Banjo-Kazooie and Smash. But, so let's throw some ideas around here about what we think they could release that would get people so hyped. But it would have to work between all. That means Nintendo would have to start putting voice chat in their games, though. Also. Because they haven't put voice chat in their games for anything. Well, they're afraid of, like, you're a douche nozzle. Some little 5-year-old going and telling it's grown-ups making the game. They're like, well, I don't want to be called a douche nozzle. And I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Nothing is funny, especially when the voice is cracked.
Yeah. But you're a douche nozzle.
That's why I don't play Call of Duty.
Would it be?
Plus specs for me.
It would have to be a shooter because we wouldn't get the Xbox people unless it was a shooter. But you have a PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
So what would really be awesome is it would work between the Wii U. You can't work in the Wii because
zombie game.
the Wii isn't powerful enough.
Everyone wants zombies.
Could be a zombie game, but it would have to hopefully work between the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, and the Wii U.
I don't think that would happen.
I don't think it can happen. I don't think there's maybe even the PC.
No.
I want it to happen. I want it to happen more than anything. Cause
I don't think.
I think it should be like we're playing games for fun, not for this console's the best. This console's the best. We should have games that work on all systems, and I think.
Well, that defeats the point of the companies.
But just like one game that works like that, where I can play it on my system and play with you on your system. I mean,
that'd be awesome. I mean, I'd be down for it, but not gonna happen.
Well, it's a dream list for a reason.
You're dreaming too big.
When you wish
Don't say
upon
that.
a star, you're too late. The star is dead, and so are your dreams.
No, I think
Yep.
I just want to see games with better storylines.
Well, what would be really cool is a fighting game, like Smash Bros, but with like the versus anyone, Nintendo versus anyone, but it combines IPs like Master Chief and stuff from Xbox,
Ajay.
Ratchet and Clank and stuff from
All
Sony,
all the main Far Cry
and then
games.
Nintendo stuff. Like we, at each company, but then like, depending on what system you're playing on, you can play as the characters from that system. You can't play as the other ones. So like if you're playing on yours, you can play as Ratchet and Clank and all the Sony characters. Playing on Xbox, you can play as Master Chief and what other characters they have. And then like if I'm playing,
Like Call of Duty games. Is that just one tag? Or is it like multiple tags?
I don't know. But like if you're playing on Wii U, you could play as Mario, Donkey Kong, all of them. And you could have a huge roster of characters. It would never happen because good God, the processing power alone to run that game
Yeah.
sounds like you would need a car. But it'd be cool. I mean,
Or a big enough computer.
or a racing game.
I'd like a better racing game. GT6 not bad, but
Mario Kart's really good.
not good. I'm talking like real race.
Oh, real racing.
Like-
Okay. F-Zero. Have you ever played F-Zero?
No.
F-Zero is the fastest racing game I've ever played in my life. It's hard as hell.
I like GT6.
I have F-Zero on the Super Nintendo. You need to play it.
Okay.
I think I've told you you need to play like 18 games before you leave my house today for some reason.
Probably won't play any of them.
Probably not. We'll probably just end up going on the golf cart again and doing nothing.
The Wii, we have completely different video game taste.
Yeah. What's your favorite video games?
My favorite, I like racing games just because I like cars. But I like the really in-depth one, like GT6, because you have to tune the cars.
My top 5 favorite games are probably Smash Bros. Is number 1. Is my favorite. Probably the Wii U and the 3DS version is my favorite now. I would say Melee, but Melee's... Have you gone back and played Melee recently?
No.
Oh my god, it looks like a piece of shit compared to the new one. So the Wii U/3DS version is my favorite game. Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green is number 2, because I've played it a million times. Earthbound's number 3. Mario Kart 8 is probably number 4.
I don't care for Mario Kart. I like Mario Kart Wii. Like, that's my favorite.
Number 5. My number 5 always changes every time I make a list of my top
Mario
5.
Kart 8, they put the blue shell on the ground again, didn't they? Like when you throw it.
I think you
goes-
can get hit by it. Yeah,
That's one thing I liked.
maybe.
Because that was the original one. Where you throw it and it go along
Yeah.
the ground and somebody with the path.
In
explode.
the GameCube version?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is my number 5 favorite game? I really like Zelda. Just Zelda in general. This new Wii U version is probably gonna be my favorite Zelda. It's just fucking Skyrim, a Zelda. Like, imagine how big Skyrim is, but with Zelda characters, and Hyrule Warriors is really fun too. But I wouldn't count that as one of my favorite games.
Is it gonna have like the leveling up stuff? Like to defeat a boss or something, you have to be like a certain level.
I don't know.
Like the higher level you get, the more power, the more powerful the character becomes. Or more powerful Link becomes.
See, I think it's going to be like the original NES game, where you're allowed to go anywhere. Maybe they can even make it so the dungeon is easier. If it's like the first dungeon that counts the dungeons that you've been through. Maybe like, so if you start at a weird dungeon and it's supposed to be the last dungeon, it changes it so it's the first one. And then, or maybe they could just make it so it loads as the first one no matter which one you go in. Until you beat that one. And then, no matter what cave you go in, the next one becomes the second dungeon. But I'm hoping, because it's set right after Skyward Sword from what it looks like. So it looks like none of it's been, because in Skyward Sword they've never been on the ground before. They were always up in the clouds. So they're probably like figuring out what's in the land and stuff. I'm wondering if Ganondorf, I'm hoping Ganondorf is going to be in it in some way. It's probably going to be Ganon. It's probably going to be like the big pig beast Ganon. Which I don't even understand. I think Ganondorf and Ganon are the same person, but also I don't think they are. So.
What was your biggest disappointment in recent games?
In recent games, my biggest disappointment. What's yours? Because I have to think about mine.
Mine's Far Cry 4.
Far Cry 4?
Yeah.
Why?
I like the map. The map was very nice, but the campaign was weak. It didn't stand up to be like the rest of them.
We're at 25. Okay, so my biggest disappointment for games recently, probably when they delayed Zelda, because they said it was going to come out this year. So now they've delayed 2016. That was a really big disappointment.
It's not going to release on a different system.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of disappointments because I only play Nintendo
Yeah.
with my one PlayStation 2. That's the only other console that I ever play. My brothers both have Xboxes in there, but I never play them. The only game I've wanted to play on the Xbox that I've seen is Sunset Overdrive. You seen that?
Oh, yeah.
That game looks really fun to play, but
I watched PewDiePie play it.
Emmett won't buy it, so I'm not buying it. I kind of want Splatoon a little bit, but I'm not good at shooting games, so.
I thought it looked stupid. That was my first.
Everyone was really hyped about Splatoon, and I was like, it looks kind of good. Yeah. Alright, well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah.
um,
So like a
yeah.
kind of stuck with it a little bit.
Well, guys, thanks for watching.
I'm buying.
Waluigi, Ridley, Goku, Shrek.